Okay. These are my top 10 trilogies. But these are not what I think are the top 10 trilogies of the world. These are just my top 10 trilogies, my favourites, the ones that I can rewatch. Like, I've had to rewrite this 5 times. It's like, there are some good trilogies. Number 10, which is tricky. Number 10. First, it was How to Train a Dragon. And I counted out, and I realised how many good trilogies there are. How to Train a Dragon cannot be on my top 10. My top 10 is Kung Fu Panda. Everyone's gonna be like, Kung Fu Panda is on the top 10 trilogies list. Yes, it is. Because it's just a really good trilogy. Like, I don't know what to say about it. It's just like everything. And number one, where it's just trying to be, oh, what is it called now? The warrior. The world's mightiest warrior. Shit. What is it called now? He's just trying to be like the warrior. I'm just gonna call it the warrior until I know the name. Yeah, the warrior. He's just trying to be the warrior. And then obviously no one rates him, no one wants him to be the warrior, and then obviously he just learns how to kick ass while eating food. Number 2, he realised that bird killed his whole family. It's like a deep movie. Number 3, just with all the kid pandas, I think. He's just with all the kid pandas. Like, oh yeah, all the pandas in the world are supposed to be dead, and then he finds his like, he just finds a bunch of pandas, and I think he finds his dad. I need to rewatch the third Kung Fu Panda because I forgot what happens. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, how are you gonna put it on your top 10? You can't even remember the third one because it's just legendary. Number 9. I want to put the Jurassic World trilogy on there, but I haven't watched all the Jurassic Worlds. No, all the Jurassic Worlds ain't out yet. And I can't put like an unfinished trilogy on there. So number 9, I can't even put it this low. The Iron Man trilogy. The Iron Man trilogy. Iron Man is my favourite character of the Marvel universe. The Iron Man trilogy, just elite. Number one, obviously, he's just finding himself. Number 2 is where he's fighting that geezer. My favourite is number 3. I think it's because of that whole suit scene where all the suits come and fucking just like blow up in the end. It's just sick. Yeah. Sadly, the Captain America trilogies couldn't fit on here. But, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely my top 10. I need to make a top 20s list. I do need to make a top 20s list. Because, like, there's a lot missing out. Okay, number 8. It would be an injustice. It'd be an injustice if I did not add the Toy Story trilogy on here. Because, like, everyone's got Toy Stories. Grew up watching Toy Stories. And, like, oh shit, it's not even a trilogy no more. I just realised. Fuck. They made a number 4, fuck it though. But they made a number 4, the ending. Fuck. But forget the ending. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1. I'm not gonna list them, they're all just great. But I think number 3 is probably my favourite. Number 3 definitely my favourite. And obviously, favourite characters, Buzz. Irrelevant information. But yeah. It'd be wrong for me not to add the Toy Story trilogy. I think it's wrong for me to add it this low, but fuck it. Number 7. Everyone's gonna disagree with this. Narnia trilogy. Bro, if you do not think the Narnia trilogy is the best trilogy, one of the best trilogies ever to be made, you're smoking something. Like, you have to be smoking something. Because, like, the Narnia trilogy is just like, I don't know, it's just sick. Number three is a bit, with the geezer, on Maze Runner in it. It's just a bit, not the best. Nah, I think it's still good. Because Lucy's good in that movie. But number one and number two, elite, especially number one. But number two is really good as well. But yeah, I love the fight scene in number one. But yeah, okay, number 6, Planet of the Apes trilogy. I'm feeling like Iron Man should be higher, but Planet of the Apes trilogy, bro. Caesar is my nigga. Caesar's my nigga, man. Caesar's my nigga. Okay. Number one's probably the best, isn't it? Why have I put Planet of the Apes trilogy so high and I'm deep in? I can't even remember number 3 like that. Yeah, Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes. Oh shit. I forgot. But in number 3 is not the one where everyone thinks Caesar's dead. No, that's number 2. Forget it. It's just number 6. It just has to be number 6. Okay. Number 5. The top 5. I've had to change this so many times. Top 5. Actually, do you know what's crazy? I nearly put Hunger Games in there. If Hunger Games was a trilogy, it would be top 5, 100%. But it's obviously Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1, Mockingjay Part 2. But yeah, TikTok tricked me into thinking Hunger Games was a trilogy. We've got Part 1, Part 2. Hunger Games is one of the best. I don't know why to call it when it's more than a trilogy. But yeah, one of the best. But Maze Runner, when I say that trilogy is just hits hard. From number 1 to number 3. If you have not watched the Maze Runner series, which everyone should have, you should do immediately. I'm trying to think which one's my favourite. Which one would be my favourite? Oh, now they're all too good. I could not say a favourite. That is hard. What? Now they're all too good. My bad for waiting. Oh, yeah, they're all too good. Maze Runner, just my favourite trilogies. Okay, I've had to switch this one a couple of times. Number 4 and number 3. Number 4 is going to be, it has to be the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Which, I'm thinking, it has to be. Because the Tom Holland one can't be there. And thing. But is it? No, it can't be. Yeah, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, that trilogy, just elite. Number 3 is a bit mid. But yeah, number 1 and number 2, just elite. Let me just say, can everyone just agree? Who likes Mary Jane? She jars my head. She's the most annoyingest human on this earth, bro. Forget Mary Jane. Number 3, the Godfather trilogy. If you do not think the Godfather trilogy is one of the best trilogies ever, I think you've been taken somewhere. Because it's just elite. So either number 1. It's either number 1 or number 2 is my favourite. Number 3 is definitely at the bottom. Number 1, good. No, it's probably number 1 because I don't know how it kept going back in time to his dad's past. I wish it just stayed on Michael and what was going on with Michael and like Fredo and everyone. But yeah, if it stayed on it stayed on Michael and not what Michael was doing, number 2 would be my favourite. But because it kept going back to the past, I think number 1's my favourite. So it goes like 1, 2, 3. Obviously. Number 2. I think it'd be Injustice. This one would be a big injustice if I didn't add this. Everyone would dislike. The Back to the Future. Back to the Future is just too hard. Especially number 2. Number 2 hits. But yeah, Back to the Future. Back to the Future is just, I can't even say about it. It's just like, has everything here. These are some honourable mentions. I have to put a lot of honourable mentions. Okay, I will make the top 10, the top 10 trilogies ever. But these are just my top 10. Everyone's gonna be like, but you've been in an hour because I don't know which are my top 10. But the top 10. But these are my honourable mentions right now. These are my honourable mentions, which should be in here, but they are sadly not. Captain America trilogy. I don't even know why these aren't in there. Cause I couldn't tell you why these aren't in there, cause they're really good. The Captain America ones, especially Captain America Civil War. Yeah, but sadly it's not. And Iron Man's my favourite Marvel character. So Captain America, Jurassic Park's not in here, but I haven't watched all of them. I think I've only watched one, but obviously people gas it up so much, so I have to watch it. The Cornetto trilogy. Oh, I forgot the actors now. The 2 British actors. That made like Shaun of the Dead, like the Cornetto series. Anything? What other trilogies are there? If Hunger Games was a trilogy, I always said that if Hunger Games was a trilogy, Hunger Games would be on here. How to Train the Dragon. That's it for honourable mentions. There are a few more, but I'll think of them later. Listen, I am a Marvel guy. FDC, Marvel is elite. The Dark Knight trilogy is not just a trilogy. It is not just Batman. Everything about that trilogy is just elite. Especially number 2. Number 2, the Joker. Yo, it is just sick. It is just sick. The Dark Knight trilogy. You should have knew before you even press play on this. You should have just been like, Dark Knight's got to be number 1. Because if it's not number 1, then this movie this list is invalid. Because Dark Knight, The Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. To the best movies I've ever watched. The Dark Knight, they're number 1. I don't really like. The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, best movies I've ever watched. But I am due to make the top 10 movies that should have been trilogies. And I might just make my favourite top 20 list because I feel wrong. I feel like I've missed out a lot. But yeah. Like, subscribe, whatever. I'm just deep in how much I should have added. I should have added way more. I shouldn't have added way more. These are my favourites. But yeah, like, subscribe.